Today we're talking about the Course in Miracles and Unity. Using this book as a reference, we have a few copies left if you're interested. This book compares the two. I find that having the two ways of expressing more or less the same idea very helpful in understanding either one. Essentially, let's start with the overall picture that both Unity and the Course in Miracles as consciousness. We were with God, and we were one with God, and there was no gap there. And then the thought arose in the Son of God, the possibility that we could be separate from the divine. And with that, instead of laughing, what a ridiculous thought, how could I be any place other than where I am, always and always have been, without questioning, that thought dropped in, and we didn't laugh, and because we didn't laugh, we started to believe it. We started to look out, and we started to shift our mind in such a way, collectively now, of course, we shifted our mind in such a way that we believed in separation. Believed in separation, there was no separation. We believed in separation, and we created the effect of that belief. But in fact, then, now, there is no separation. A couple of things come out of that. One is guilt, and guilt is not a simple thing because guilt is kind of a secondary reaction. The first we realized, oh my God, I'm not with God. That panic caused us to fear that God would be angry with us, for rejection, right? And fearing that rejection, that punishment that would come from that rejection, we decided to get ahead of it, and we created guilt. So what we do, because it's still there inside our psyche, is instead of owning the guilt, the sense of guiltiness because we have separated from God, we project it out. We say, you are guilty. And we do a superiority thing. You're guilty, I'm not. What also cascades out of the thought of being separate, is that you're not enough. If you're not God, you're not enough. There you go. Just not enough. There's things that you don't have because you're not it. Now you were it, and you are it, but you forgot. And we believe that we're not. And we begin to condense a reality around that thought. And the longer and the harder we believe it, the denser it gets. But in A Course in Miracles and in Unity, the way you go is it's consciousness first and matter is second. Consciousness creates matter. Consciousness condenses into matter. Consciousness forms what we see. Consciousness is king, and the matter is a result. But with this sense of this being real, you being there, me being here, God not being me not being part of God, then I'm missing something. And because I'm missing something, I think I need to get it. And to get it, I think I can get it from you. And when I think it's you I can get it from, I make you my special relationship. I have a special relationship with you, this piece of all that is. I have a special relationship with you, not with everything. I have a special relationship with you. But it begins to fall apart because it's not the truth. I don't really get everything I want from you, and you don't get everything you want from me, and therefore anger and frustration comes up, resentment and attack. So at some point, though not in every relationship, it's not as obvious, but essentially what the Course in Miracles is saying, at some point when you have a special relationship, when you think it's one part of the universe that can make you happy, when you have that and you invest in them, so you give so you can get, well, it doesn't go well. It fails to bring satisfaction to everybody in the process. Everybody feels gypped and therefore feels resentment and actually amplifies the sense of separateness all over again. This is a hard teaching for sure. That we're vulnerable to our own sense of separateness, our own belief in separateness, which has condensed us into having a body And the body is the ego's proof that we are separate, because the body has life, has suffering, and then dies. It must be separate. And since it's the home of the ego, it proves to the ego that that is the case. And so the main thing, if you get any of this, is that you have never been what you have always looked like you are. You have never been separate. You have always been one with the source. But we have forgotten and believed in a lie. You have to evolve yourself, your consciousness, to the point where you can leave this way of thinking. And the way you do that is through forgiveness. The way you do that is by seeing the other person as guiltless. They are no longer the object of your special relationship, but they are just another slice of God, which is that you ask the Holy Spirit, you ask the higher self, you ask the divine, which has not forgotten who it is, to help you remember, to help you do differently, to surrender this sense of separateness enough that you, and to come to a sense of humility that you might have made a mistake in general about believing that you were separate, to ask for help in forgiving everyone. But as we love and we forgive, as we love and forgive, then the world begins to be reflective of our mind, not just that collective craziness we have all assumed. So the Course and Unity says this: change your mind, you change your reality. Change your mind, you change your reality, because reality is only known in the mind. And reality, even this, responds to your thoughts. You're one with the presence. You are the presence. You are love made manifest. You are the source of all things shining through your eyes. The one that has created everything is the same as who you are. Let's stop the game of separateness and the needing for special relationships to make us whole. Come instead to a deeper realization: you need nothing, because you are not your body nor your ego. You are more than that. That is the Course.